has and still is an ongoing topic of conversation, especially in the plant-based community. And so I kind of wanted to do a little experiment of my own and see how much protein am I, as a plant-based eater, actually eating in a day. And of course I wouldn't know that because I don't measure anything. I used to do measuring back a few years ago, probably like 10 years ago, when I was trying to lose weight and I was on this really unhealthy weight loss journey. I was counting calories, tracking stuff then. Ever since I went plant-based, I don't track a damn thing. I don't track protein, I don't track carbs, I don't do all that tracking stuff. But for the sake of this video, and because I'm just so curious about how much protein I actually am eating in a day, I am going to do some measuring so that I can make sure that I have the most accurate measurements that I possibly can. And so for this video, I researched the amount of protein in a particular amount of food, whether that's in the form of grams or cups or ounces, and then I will be adding up the total amount of protein in each meal, after each meal, and the total after the day is over. So let's get on with this funky little experiment and see how much protein that I get in a day without forcing anything, without trying too hard. This is something that I will normally eat within a day. I'm not adding extra heavy high protein meals or nothing like that. This is raw, real food that I would literally eat in a day, just that I'm tracking, keeping up with my protein count. So let's get in la cocina and get some breakfast because it's 10 o'clock and my son's probably hungry. ¿Tienes hambre? He said yes. So to start my day, I'm going to have what I like to call my creamy and dreamy green smoothie. And I am doubling up on this smoothie because I am making one for my son as well, so you'll see that in the video, but I will be having everything in terms of protein content. But to begin, I'm using 1 cup of plant milk, which comes out to 1 gram of protein, 1 avocado, which is about 2 grams, 1 frozen banana for 1.3 grams, and 4 ounces of spinach for 3.4 grams, and lastly 2 scoops of vanilla protein powder coming out at 28 grams of protein. Now I'm just going to add everything up right here and then divide it by 2 because I'm having everything like I said earlier, and that gives me a total of 17.8 grams of protein for breakfast. Link in the description if you are someone that is looking for a plant-based protein powder. On to the next meal. For lunch, I'm having a crispy tofu sandwich. I'm using this whole wheat bread that has 8 grams of protein for 2 slices of bread. I'm using about 3 ounces of tofu for the sandwich, which comes out to about 7 grams of protein. And I added a bit of vegan butter and homemade basil to the toast. I will not be calculating this because they're just very minor in terms of protein count. I did weigh out my tomato, which is 0.24 grams of protein, and the lettuce were 0.9 grams of protein. So that makes the total amount of protein for this tofu sandwich come out to 16.1 grams of protein. So almost the same amount that I had for breakfast. So we will see how dinner does, and then I also have like a protein little dessert that I've been wanting to make for a while. So we will see what happens at the end of the video. So for dinner, I'm making a simple falafel bowl. I have been obsessed with falafel for like the past few months now. I went to this website called Fat Secret and I typed in falafel. And now this might not be 100% accurate, but it definitely seemed a lot closer than using the nutrition calculator. And here it states 100 grams of falafel, but I actually ended up eating 131 grams. So just to be simple, I added 1 extra gram of protein to the total. And so for this meal, I used 26 grams of kale, equaling 2.9 grams of protein, half a cup of brown rice for 2.5 grams, a mixture of cherry tomatoes and cucumbers for 1.5 grams, and then of course my 131 grams or 4.5 ounces of falafel, which comes out to be 14 grams of protein, all making this bowl total 20.9 grams of protein. Yet, I think this is the best falafel I've made. Air fryer falafel is a yes. So I had to make a little healthy dessert, so I decided to make this healthier version of a crunch chocolate bar using popped quinoa and melted dairy-free chocolate. So I used 1 cup of popped quinoa for a total of 8 grams of protein, and then 1 cup of dairy-free chocolate chips for a total of 16 grams of protein, making this whole thing total 24 grams of protein.
But of course I did not eat this entire thing, so I broke it up into 9 separate pieces and just divided 24 grams of protein by 9 and got 2.6 grams of protein per piece. Of course this may be slightly off because each piece will slightly differ in size or weight, but after having 2 of these, that gave me a total of 5.2 grams of protein for my healthier dessert.
I'm gonna lie, I low-key almost burnt that quinoa. That is all for this video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you stayed this far, then you are ready to hear the total amount of protein that I had within a day, which is 60 grams of protein, plant-based protein in a day, which is plenty of protein that my body needs in order to function and to grow muscle. Leave a thumbs up if you want to see more videos like this. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week.